Hi! Okay, what are we doing today? Well, by the title, you have seen what we are going to do, right? Okay, I've already done my brows because the last time I took you through a brow routine, so let me know if you've been able to, draw and conceal your brows, okay? Today we are going to be doing a beginner-friendly highlighting and contouring routine. So what you will need: brushes, foundation, this will be for contouring, powder contour. This will be for setting all over your face. No, setting under your eye. Let me put it right. Setting all over your face. Nose contouring. And then this will be for a shimmery highlighter. For this highlighting and contouring routine, you need a moisturizer, primer, foundation, a concealer your own shade or lighter, your own shade of powder, and lastly a powder that is darker than you. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's go. I'm going to moisturize first. Remember that we are beating everything into our skin, okay? Also remember to moisturize your lips. I'm using Carmex to moisturize my lip. I like to do this before I start with my makeup, just so that by the time I finish with my face, my lips are properly moisturized. Remember, we are not swiping over our skin, we are beating into our skin, okay? So if you are seeing product on top of my eyelids, it's because I blended down my concealer, so we'll blend it out properly soon. I'm going in with 2 pumps of foundation. Remember to share it out when it gets to your jawline and your hairline. To properly blend, I'm going to go in with the remaining products on the brush and my beauty blender, my beauty sponge. Once this is done, I'm going to go in and highlight. So when highlighting your face, you're going to highlight your forehead, the bridge of your nose, your cupid's bow, your chin, and then under your eye. And I'm sharing out the edges. This helps with blending. I'm going to go ahead and blend using my beauty sponge. So again, I'm going to use the beauty sponge on the concealer brush. The reason I do this is I don't want the beauty sponge to lift off the product, and this is a damp beauty sponge. It's not dry, this is damp, okay? It helps you with the blending. I like to use it dry sometimes, but this in particular is damp. For my nose, I like to pinch the beauty sponge a little and then go in. You want the illusion of a slimmer nose. That's why I did the concealer on the sides of my nose as well. Remember to look up and blend. And also blend your eyelids. Once you are done blending, you have to set immediately before it starts to crease. So in cases where I don't do eyeshadow like today, after I blend my concealer on top of my eyes, I go directly to set using my own shade of powder. Now I'm keeping it this way because I don't want my eyelids to crease. Then we set it. You can set using your brush or your beauty sponge. I've done my eyelids with the brush. I'm going to do under my eye with the beauty blender. So I'm just going to go over under my eye again to make sure there are no creases. Once you set under your eye, just make sure to set everywhere else that you put the concealer. Because we are doing a beginner-friendly tutorial, we use our own shade of powder to set our under eyes, and everywhere we concealed, we are going to use the same powder to set the rest of our face. This is where we ended the last time, if you remember, without the concealer. Okay, so it's time to teach you how to contour. In contouring your face, you want to bring dimension to your face, and so you contour the hollows of your cheek, the bridge of your nose, and then your forehead and your temples as well. I'm going to use a darker powder to achieve this and then snatch my face. For contour, I like to use a fluffy brush just so that it doesn't leave any lines and it properly blends my contour. So if you want to know where to actually contour, just take this part from your earlobe to the top of your ear, just here, this way, and end it right here. Okay, shouldn't go beyond your cheeks. Also make sure you are blending your contour upwards because you don't want to below this part. Using a fluffy brush also helps you with the blending so that you don't have any lines of demarcation, because what we don't want to see is where your contour starts or ends, or where your highlight starts or ends. With contouring, make sure you use a powder that is 2 shades or 3 shades darker than your skin tone and go in with light hands. I'm going to contour my nose using this angled brush. I'm using a fluffy angled brush just so that you don't leave any visible lines on your nose. Gone are the days that we had 2 straight lines down our noses, but we've moved on from there. When you get to this part, just gently blend it under your brows so your contour is coming from somewhere. Don't just leave your contour here, okay? Blend it down. Another tip for contouring your nose so you don't have 2 straight lines running down is also to blend towards the middle. I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used for the all over face powder just to properly blend everything in nicely. I didn't go back in with any more products. I just used the brush like that just to make sure that it's coming together. I'm using this setting spray to set all over my face. Let's not forget I mentioned I would use a shimmering highlighter, so I'm going to do that now. Remember that shimmering highlighters are not always important. In recent times, people are moving away from it, so just make sure that you apply it in very little quantity or not at all. Gone are the days we applied highlighters and looked like disco lights. So just a little, you can tap off and apply to the highest point of your cheek. Again, I'm using a fluffy brush so that everything blends in nicely. For shimmering highlighters, you apply to the highest point of your cheek, your chin, a little on your cupid's bow, your forehead. We also apply to the tip and bridge of your nose. So just the tip. Again, I'm using a blending brush, and the bridge, but not to meet it so that you don't have a straight line. The last thing I'm going to do is to go in with some clear gloss and we're done. This completes our beginner-friendly highlighting and contouring routine. In later videos, I'm going to show you how to contour with creams, okay, and also bronze and warm your face and all of that. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two from this video. Do let me know how your beginner-friendly highlighting and contouring routine comes out when you try it. Bye.